Today, the red gaze turns to BRIGHTBURN. I was fortunate enough to catch an early viewing of this movie, and I've decided to share my thoughts with you in this spoiler-free review. Now, as most of you are probably aware, BRIGHTBURN asks the question, what if Superman weren't so super? What if he didn't come here to bring peace to the world? What if he came here to conquer? Now, Brandon Breyer's origin mirrors Clark Kent's in nearly every way, crash landing to Earth and adopted by a loving couple. But where Kal-El receives the guidance of a knowing Jonathan Kent and later Jor-El, Brandon discovers his powers in secret and is compelled to take a different path entirely. Sometimes, evil is inherent, and that's what we get here. Let's address some of the more technical aspects of this film. As for the cast, we have very standard but solid acting. You won't see any award-winning performances here, but in my opinion, everyone fills the shoes of their characters suitably. Even the child actors in BRIGHTBURN, Jackson Dunn especially, put on a worthy performance. I think we can all agree that child actors frequently fail at believability, but here I was never once taken out of the movie by a bad delivery or an inappropriate gesture. The sets and effects for BRIGHTBURN were on point for the tone. They weren't going for the bright, flashy superhero flick that we've become accustomed to. Well, unless Zack Snyder's involved anyway. This movie was written and shot as more of a thriller, and as it progresses, a full-on horror film. I think that's a great way to go with this kind of story. Special effects and CGI were simple and used sparingly, possibly due to the budget, but they fit and captured the feel of impending dread that the makers were going for. Superman's hallmark powers were used to great effect in this regard. Brandon's super speed allowed him to be there and gone, often on scene, like many of our favorite slashers. He makes short work of his victims with horrific strength, and the invulnerability piece really adds to the hopelessness of anyone he intends to harm. But the laser eyes. The laser eyes are my favorite. Not only are they, well, friggin' laser eyes, but they use the red glow to really make this kid appear monstrous at times. Add to this the ratty, homemade costume Brandon dons when he goes into full murder mode, and you have one dangerous psycho kid. Overall, I would give BRIGHTBURN a 6.5 out of 10. It does move a little slow at times, but I can't really say it was boring at any point. I really liked the idea of super horror, and they put it together much more subtly and suspensefully than I anticipated. Oftentimes, movies of this sort drag so much that you wonder if you'll ever even see the premise fulfilled. Not so with BRIGHTBURN. We don't have to wait until the last 5 minutes to see this kid do his thing. He gets pretty savage pretty quick. There is more gore than I was expecting, though I wouldn't say it's overdone. And I'm happy to say that this flick finally pulled off something I never thought I would see. They made a legitimately threatening horror child. Now, Brandon isn't some dumb little doll with a knife. He isn't an undead 3-year-old trying to bite your ankles. No. This kid can stalk you more effectively than a bill collector and take off your head with zero effort. Oh yeah, and you can't do a damn thing about it because he's invulnerable. To me, the movie feels like Quentin Tarantino meets M. Night Shyamalan meets Clive Barker. I realize that there is a certain negative to each one of those, but I feel like this pulls together the best of the three and turns out something worthy. Now, I'm not here to blow smoke. This is not the best movie ever made, but it is a really good popcorn flick, and it's worth a watch. As I said, it's a solid 6.5 on the red meter, and if you have $10 and a free night, this is a good way to spend it. Brightburn comes to most theaters worldwide May 24th, or May 23rd, you know how that works. If you enjoyed this, please give me a thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe. And if you hated this video, if you hated it so much that you feel like you need to be heard, there is a thumbs down option just for you. If you have any questions, or if you just want to give me some feedback, please leave a comment below. The Red Gaze is watching, but it also listens. If there's something you feel I could be doing better or do differently, or if you have any requests, that's what the comment section is for. Let me know and I'll help you out. Thank you for taking the time to watch. I hope you have a great day, a great weekend, and I hope you check out Brightburn when it comes to theaters. Peace!